Hello, good evening, and welcome to the live Hemingway Jones Fountain Pen Show. Meeting as we always do every 8 o'clock on Tuesday to speak about fountain pens, inks, journals, and journaling, and just about anything and everything that's going to keep you writing, keep you inspired, perhaps give you a different perspective on these incredible writing tools that we are so obsessed about. It's kind of interesting hobby, isn't it, Stationery, to be into things that many people take for granted. Just pick up a pen at the bank for free. They usually give them out at banks, as you probably know, with the logo on them. They don't always write so well, but they're ubiquitous. And I find that really interesting, and I think it's sort of a science of fractals, if you will. You can keep going deeper into some things, and pens are like coffee. You can get them for free, or you can spend about as much for it as you want to, depending on how far and deep you have fallen down the rabbit hole. And we are all incorrigible, aren't we? My friends that I see each Tuesday night, those of you in the chat that I see with giving it a thumbs up, thank you. I see these thumbs up going by. I appreciate that. It feeds the YouTube algorithm. And those of you that listen here on YouTube podcasts, I appreciate that as well. I wouldn't have a show without both of you and all of you, and I really appreciate it. So we have a lot to speak about tonight. We're going to talk about the tools that inspire us and what helps to keep the inspiration going and what sort of things foster that love, that commitment that we have and continue to kind of grow in our bonds with. And I'm going to show you a pen that I sort of breezed by in the past. I want to show you some of the pens that I'm working with, and we'll talk a little bit about some ideas and some things going on. But before I start, indulge me for a second. I'd love to dedicate this show to my dear friend Wolverine, who was an early supporter of this channel and who has sadly passed. So Wolverine, thanks for everything, my friend. Appreciated you being here, and I want to dedicate this show to you. So thank you all for being here. Let's start getting into it, shall we? One of the things I want to bring up is the pens that I have been carrying. This is the Quattro second generation pen case, which I had a hand in, and I'm always psyched when I'm able to have a positive impact on the pen community. So I was always a little upset that the regular Quattro was sort of too short for a pen like this magnificent ST DuPont D5, which is one of my favorite fountain pens. I'm sure you've seen it on the channel, but it's quite long and it does not fit very well into a Quattro, a regular Quattro. So I asked if they could extend it by a few millimeters, and they have, and it's brilliant. So I'm very pleased about that. I'm trying to grab some paper with my other hand while I speak. So the D5 is an extraordinary pen. Does this look familiar? This is pupitre paper. This is from my recent short on the Blue Dew wet noodle. So that's what it looks like. Nice line variation there. I just put a video up last week on the Blue Dew. Had a blast with that one. Look at this D5. This, of course, is the fountain pen of a psychopath, if you remember that video. Beautiful, beautiful pen. Okay. So I've been carrying this. This is one of my precision pens. So this is one it's really difficult to get tired of. It writes very, very precise. It's a lot of fun to use. It's very smooth. It feels like a gold nib. it just writes and writes and writes. It's got that beautiful sort of integrated nib. It's hard to clarify this nib, exactly what it is. It looks almost like it's inset, but it's not. It looks like it's hooded. It's not. It's just really interesting how it's done, and it gives it this very aggressive, dart-like appearance. Beautiful pen. Look at it, shiny and gorgeous. So nice. And I do have to mention something. David Pearson's with a super chat, starting it off. Thank you so much. Oh, $2 super chat. He says, in honor of Wolverine, our friend, our lost God's gain, he says. Thank you, David. Very kind. $2 super chat. Yeah, to my dear friend Sid. Yeah, it was a tough blow. So, yeah, he was a good guy. And I remember he was one of the first people to really regularly show up in the chat. So, very lovely fellow. Thank you, David, for your kind support. So this ST Dupont Defy was recently on eBay. So those of you who say that you can't find one, well, you had an opportunity and you blew it if you weren't the one who got it. I almost got it myself, but you know what? I have one. I'm very pleased with it. It is a fantastic writer. Look at that. Hey, by the way, I think Ecamm did something with the focal length of using a second camera. Did you notice? It's much more in focus, closer up. This is good. Ecamm, I have to praise you when you do something well. So good on you. So anyway, this was on eBay this week for $339. And of course, you have to pay your tax to the government that's in power right now in the US. So you have your tax on top, your tariff tax. But still a decent price for this pen, which I got for $225. So lacquer, palladium, very, very lovely, lovely materials. So the person emailed me and said they got it. I was very pleased that someone else is able to enjoy this absolutely brilliant fountain pen. It writes fantastic. It's strange. It's very long. You can't post it. I love it, though. It's quirky. I think the best pens are quirky. I love quirky. So we have this. Been writing quite a bit. So my daily pens have sort of switched up, which is kind of fun. It's part of the reason why I'm sharing this with you. For a long time, they were the same ones. This, of course, Scribo. This is coming up on the channel very soon. I did a video on this. Pretty pen, right? This came from Yoast. Oh, is it out of ink? I think it's out of ink. That's right. I need to fill it. But trust me, beautiful pen. A lot of fun. I guess I better take it out of the rotation. Got to fill this bad boy. But Yoast, oh yeah, let me tell you, Yoast Appleboom sent me this piston filler, beautiful pen, a lot of fun to write with, a lot of fun to match ink to the body. I believe I put Tatcha Great Wave in here, but I'm not sure now. I forget. I was going to put something a little bit more green in here. We'll see. Okay, let me show you some of my others. I'll show you one I recently retired that was in my setup. And that's this. This is the, and I gotta make sure I get the right one because I have one that's filled and one that isn't filled. This is the filled one. This is a Skyline from Wall Eversharp. I just filmed with this. So you're going to have a video on this one. In about 2 months. Can't wait. Goes fast, though. It goes fast. So I lived with this for a while. I think I carried this pen for, I don't know, a month. maybe a little more. No, maybe not quite a month, but you know, I carried it for a while and I wanted to get really familiar with it. So, ooh, so pretty though, right? Look how pretty that is. So you get the history of Art Deco, Henry Dreyfuss, the Art Deco designer, Art Deco trains, Art Deco design, the history of Wall Eversharp. I think you'll really like that. Coming up, a couple months. And then some of my other pens. I have the Pelikan M600 in tortoise, red tortoise. And no aquatic life was harmed in the making of this pen, so don't worry. But this has the Curse of Smooth Italic Nib, courtesy of Kirk Spear. Great scribing noise. Very smooth, fun to use. Nice handwriting effect. Great, great pen. Nice line variation. Nice ink. Cuttlefish brown, ladies and gentlemen. Cuttlefish brown. Very nice. I have to turn my screen up. I can't read your comments. I see you guys in the chat. Sometimes you guys are having your own conversations, so I always kind of keep an eye out. I definitely see the super chats, but I don't always see everything that's going on. And this is the Aurora Optima O Sole Mio, which I took to work today. Had a blast with because it has bleu ink, which is perfect for any banker. Konpeki. Fantastic pen. I'm having a blast writing with this. So, absolute blast. I should sign my name like that. That looks kind of good. Pretty pen. So these are what I am carrying. What should I switch off for the Scribo? What should I do? Well, I am thinking of this one, which is another pen that Yost sent me, which is very nice. Yost Applebaum sent me this beautiful Pelikan fountain pen. That is an 805. An 805. Are you familiar with the 805? Passione. Yes. Pelikan 805. By the way, those of you that say expensive pens don't come in crinkly plastic, well, they do. So, many. Look at that, huh? It's kind of an ectoskeleton on it. Beautiful 18 karat. I guess the F is for fine, I'm assuming. Ooh, oh geez, look at that. Oh, it is a fine. Look at that, guys. Is that not pretty? By the way, can we all agree that Pelikan has amazing feeds? That they look really pretty and amazing. Oh, I see a comment I want to address. Just ink up the Scribo. I know, I should, right? Maybe I will. Maybe I will. But you know what it is? I have to start demoing this one so that I can record with it. Ooh, that's a really nice piston action. This is interesting. Sort of an ectoskeleton on it. Really pretty. Pretty pen. Beautiful black cap. Very nice of Yost to send it. Very, very nice. Beautiful, beautiful pen. I really like the black matte one. This will be a nice complementary fountain pen. Absolutely gorgeous. Great job, Yost, on this. I'm going to get rid of the crinkly paper. Yost also sent this. Are you guys familiar with this? It's De Kempen from Belgium. I've never heard of Belgian brands of paper. I'm lifting my camera a little bit. This is my trick. I go back to me and then I adjust the camera when I need it to do something different, so you won't notice, and then I tell you that I did it and then you notice. So this decemper, I really want to show you guys more stationery. So Yost Applebaum sent this too. This looks like Florentine paper, which is really nice. And this notebook is a great size, first of all. So it's about the size, it's bigger than my hand. De Kempen here, made in Belgium, has a place to write your name. The paper feels very smooth. I haven't tried it yet. You get page, you get an index. So you can index what you write. It has it up in front, which is really handy if you're using this as a journal, or if you go back to your notes later, you can index it. See, page, index. By the way, look at that focus. Thank you, Ecamm. I can really utilize that. This is going to make the live show that much better. So you have page numbers down the bottom here. Very, very nice book. I don't know how it is in fountain pens, but if Yost Applebaum sent it, it's probably good on fountain pens. But I need to play with it to know for sure. It's kind of that rubberized cover. I do like that. 90 grams per square meter. That's pretty good. Ruled pages. Lay flat. Very handy. We love lay flat. Wham. So there you go. Not too shabby. So I'm kind of excited to do that. We're definitely covering a lot more stationery, guys, on this channel. Texas Easy Writer, thank you so much. $5 super chat. Thank you. Will the revised Lockbee Quattro with your suggested changes fit a Conway Stewart? That is a good question, because a Conway Stewart is quite large. I don't know if I could reach it. Oh. I can reach it. I hate to turn my back on you, but it was just such a great challenge. Let's go back and see if it fits. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Tortoise Conway Stewart Churchill Honey Noir fountain pen. An absolute beast of a fountain pen. Quite large, quite beautiful. Great writer. Beautiful pen. It's a crime it's not full. Meets the Quattro version 2. Does it fit? I'd probably put it on the inside. Let's see. Oh, geez. Look at this, huh? Fits with room to spare. Texas Easy Writer. What do you think of that? Very impressive. Very impressive. Does that mean that this is bigger? The DeFi is bigger? It is considerably longer. So there you have it. That tells you how long that DeFi pen is. By the way, Conway Stewart, this isn't full. I should fill it. You have to use good guy inks in this one. Waterman, Parker, non-caustic inks. Or you can lose your sack. No one likes that. No one wants to lose their sack, do they? Then you have to have it fixed. Okay, so last week's video was on the Blue Dew Wet Noodle fountain pen, which I had a blast with. And I was very, very proud of that, even though not a lot of you guys watched it. And that's okay. That's kind of how the game is played, and I get it. And also, a lot of people were away for spring break. And if you're not interested in the pen, you don't want to buy it, maybe you don't want to watch the video. But I do feel like if you haven't seen it, you should look and watch it, because it's a very honest video. And that's what I like about it. I knew going into that the only way to properly review a pen like that is to show it to you in real time and not to distract you with my usual beautiful cutaways and artistry, if you will, if I can be immodest for a second, and just to show it how it does, good, bad, indifferent, for I think it's like 5+ minutes of me writing with it, and you get to see it. And I'm very proud of that, because the pens, the brands, all of them, they should stand on their own. They don't need me to kind of guide you in one way or another. When it's something where all the attention and all the import is the nib, in this case, it's wet noodle nib. That's what you're getting. So if I was to dress it up, make it look really pretty, but then it's railroading or something, what good is that? So the only proper way to show it to you, I do believe, is in real time. And that's what I did. And I'm super, super proud of that. Super proud. So I hope you get to see it. McNamara just got a new Pilot 743 in Waverly nib. Ooh, it's a Southpaw. It's a magnificent nib and wonderful writer. Nearly identical to the 823, but with a Con 70. I actually like the Con 70. Thank you so much for the generous super chat. I actually really like the Con 70. I mean, it's in my Pilot Custom Urushi, which is also here in my other pen case. But good for you. 743 sounds really interesting. It's one I've been meaning to pick up. It has that great nib. And yeah, what can I say? Good job. Well chosen. And thanks for the kind and generous support. Speaking of kind and generous support, Socrates0603 with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. I've been looking into color combos today to order rickshaw sleeves HJ. Your fashion is on point with the light blue and coral-ish t-shirt. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. This is actually Nantucket Red. So you know me in Nantucket Red. This is actually a shirt I picked up at Murray's Toggery on Nantucket. So thank you. Thank you for liking the shirt. Little Keel James Patrick for you. So I'm about to get into the main topic, but I do want to bring up this week's video. This is one of those videos that I'm a little nervous about, and I'll tell you why. I just watched it again. I am so proud of this video. I guarantee you, you have never seen a video about fountain pens like this video that's coming out. I guarantee it. I really reached hard to come up with something wholly original. And it's something I've never done. It's the first time for me. And what is it? I'll tell you. It's called Top 5 Fountain Pens for Old Money. So top 5 fountain pens for old money. Now, what did I do with this one that makes it so original? I created characters. And the story of the pens is told through characters. Through people that I know, kind of thinly veiled and told in character form in almost a J. Peterman catalog style. So if you're familiar with the J. Peterman catalog, imagine a longer version of that in video form with characters and cutaways and beautiful scenery telling a compelling story about their lives while the pens are integral to their lives and the stories that they're telling. And in that, I pick the top 5 perfect pens for old money. It's quite a challenge. and I watched it last night again because I always watch my videos right before they come out. So I know what you're talking about when you guys comment on them. Because sometimes if I don't, you make a comment, you might ask like, what happened there at the 6 minute mark? And I'm like, I don't know because I haven't seen it. But now I will know. But I really hope you guys like this video because there's nothing out there like it anywhere, any genre. I'm very, very proud. And I'll probably do more like this even if you guys don't watch it. Even if you don't like it, I'll probably do it again because I enjoyed it so much. Inkstained Adventure, $10 super chat. Thank you. Good evening to you, HJ. Best Tuesday so far this year. I get to be here, watch good conversation, and enjoy my new 20th anniversary Traveler's Notebook that arrived today. Hey, way to go. Inkstained Adventures. Congratulations on a great book. I really appreciate that. I wish I had one. I don't. I have a lot of other paper to get to. I still haven't delved into my Paper Republic. Another week has gone by and it hasn't moved. Someday, I might have to take the other one out. This is pretty thick. I don't know. I like it though. But so much to do. Thanks for your generous support. But yes, check out Top 5 Fountain Pens for Old Money. If you like what I do, I think you will particularly like this one. It is wholly original. And then next week is Schaefer Legacy, old classic versus new. Does the new one measure up? So those are your 2 weeks. Okay. I got my show notes ready. Now, if you watch regularly, the one thing I do ask, please subscribe. I'd appreciate it. We're here at the half-hour mark. If you enjoy my podcast, enjoy my videos, enjoy my shorts, just please hit that subscribe button and maybe consider becoming a member. Membership's fun. We have a pen pal group for Illuminati and Cognoscenti, and I do release some videos behind the scene that no one else gets to see, especially bloopers and check-ins and things, and they're to all channel members. I do those. And I think kind of one of the best perks of being a channel member is you become a producer of the channel, so you get your name in the closing credits. And it doesn't whiz by at the speed of light. I always devote at least a minute to my end credits. So they go by at a good pace and you can read all the names. And there's usually fun little things on my end credits if you catch them. The one that's coming up, the Art Deco one, is over the top. And this week's is very sentimental. The ending credits made me tear a little, so I hope you like it. I'm a little insecure about top 5 fountain pens for old money. All right. So I've been thinking a lot about what we do and how we write and how inspired we are. And even my own life, if I can be honest, and I think I've mentioned this before, but I came out of a pretty dark period. I always have a bit of trouble in March, especially March. I don't know what it is, if it's some kind of seasonal depression or what. I don't want to overstate it, but I was really struggling. I was not sleeping more than, say, 4 or 5 hours at a time, getting up 2-3 times in the night, often with extreme anxiety, wondering sometimes where I was, or just that jarring feeling as if you were pushing from the bottom of a pool, where sleep is like this incredible dark void of a pool, like a pool of molasses, and then you're trying to kick back up to consciousness. So as I was going through that, I had still some things. Oh, sorry about this light. It's been there all night. Sorry about that. Next time, let me know. I'll move it. Sorry about that. There was a light kind of shining in your eyes, ladies and gentlemen, so I apologize. So in struggling with my own feelings and trying to right my own ship and get back to the normal kind of well-composed, bubbly fellow that I am, there were a few things that helped me through. Journaling is often my life raft. And in this occasion, it wasn't so much the journaling that got me through, though I was continually reminding myself that I had been there before. And it's journaling that really deep set that into my mind. Two strong life lessons. One, you've been through worse and you've gotten through it. And secondly, is that, you know, God, what was the second one? You've been through it and you know, you got through the worst in this and then you just write your way through it as a way to get out of it. So in this case, I did have trouble putting sentences together because I just didn't want to confront some of those feelings. I didn't want to evaluate it too deeply because I felt like I was, and you can almost tell I'm still sort of struggling with it. It was too much attention on myself, and I didn't want to pull myself even more, hold these little obsessions and negative thoughts up to the light, scrutinize them, and then put them back in a place. I didn't want to give them even more relevance and value than they already had. I wanted to move beyond it. I wanted to prove the lesson that I had been through this and I got by it and that it happens each year. I wanted to put it behind me. So I did a sort of journaling that I could call something like, if I were to give it a name, can we go with something like the low bar journal or the least common denominator journal, if you will? And a low bar journal, if I am getting my terminology right, and I should have researched this, but it just came to me, is that it's sort of not like the Journal of American Medical, where it's peer reviewed and it's held to a high standard. This is more basic. It's just out there. It's sort of uncensored. It's raw data, raw feeling, raw emotion. And least common denominator, to be self-deprecating, is if you can't face your own internal monologues and some of the negativity you may be putting out there as you write and journal and think about yourself, you start to do other things. You start to write really basic things. Really, it was a gloomy Tuesday as the rain had its insistent tapping at my window. Something like that. Those were the sort of sentences. And there was maybe a collection of those, and that was it for the day. So not a lot of depth, not a lot of self-discovery, but the act of writing was constant. And it's funny, this is totally not what I expected to talk about tonight, but I'm going to go with it unless you guys think I should stop, in which case let me know in the comments and chat. It was the act of writing itself became the life raft and not what I was writing, where normally it's what I'm writing. Because normally I'm describing my internal topography. I'm mapping my thoughts, I'm mapping my insecurities, I'm mapping my challenges, and I'm matching them up with the consequences to see if that which I am obsessing about, that which I am worried about, that which causes me anxiety, whether or not it comes to pass. And overwhelmingly, it does not. Overwhelmingly, I'm in an entirely different position afterward than I had thought I would be. And the lesson there is that if you think you're in the cause, you may not actually carry you to an effect. It may carry you somewhere else. And the place it carries you may be some version of inspiration. But it was the act of writing that really helped me along. And it was the same sort of thing. It was that beguiling, and I use that word a lot, and there's a reason. There's a seductiveness to beguiling. When something beguiles you, it distracts you in a most delightful way. You forget things and you're absorbed by it. My wife beguiles me. My wife is forever fascinating to me. Well, sometimes the beauty of a pen can have a similar effect. Your gold nib flashes, your steel nib flashes. The color, the depth, the way it feels in your hand, the balance. It just is very, very seductive, and it keeps you going. And I think I can start to catch up with tonight's topic now, that a good pen and a pen that inspires you, and it doesn't have to be expensive, but these are the tools that make you want to write, that inspire you to write, that keep you writing and keep you going. Another $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Texas Easy Writer. Thank you. Keep going with the act of writing. Thank you so much, my friend, for the kind comments and kind support. So, yeah, it doesn't have to be expensive, but if you're making the transition from being reliant on computers and your phone and your iPad as your primary version of expressing yourself to something more analog, if you will, something more physical, then you need to have a pen and a paper and an ink that carries you along. Your experience can't have interruptions. If your pen has a terrible nib, if it's dry, if it's uninspiring, if it's ugly, if it fails you, skips, false starts, all these things, it's not going to carry you along to longevity the way that a good, reliable, easy to use, easy to service pen will. And there are a lot of pens like that. There are ones that are easy to use. There's some that have a bit of a learning curve. I think that TWSBI is a very safe place. TWSBI Goes, which I don't have. I wish I did. TWSBI Eco, which I know they crack on some people. It's never happened to me. I can only relate my own experience, but I've heard. Diamond 580s, great pen, so good. Easy to clean. Fantastic nibs, Yovo, I believe, but made for TWSBI. Very, very high attention to quality control. Decent price points. Great, great pens. Will give you all the experiences that fountain pens afford from start to finish. And that's brilliant. Piston fill from a bottle. Beautiful, soft writing experience. Smooth, rather. So that will keep you inspired, will keep you going in a way that a pen you're struggling with will not. And that can be any price point. You get a bum Mont Blanc and you're struggling with it. You probably have self-loathing for the fact that you dropped $1,000 on it on top and don't have the best nib. But there's just something when you get it right. And I think that's where I aim, and that's where I'm aiming now. I'm aiming for inspiration. I'm aiming for more of a curated approach to the pens that I keep and that I take on into my collection. And when you think you're writing by hand, right? Writing by hand has a consequence, and it has a cost in a way that typing doesn't. You type something, it's very ephemeral, it's an email, it goes maybe to one person, and then it just ends up in their feed of emails, and it's out there hosted somewhere on a server, but it'll probably never see the light of day again. If you summon it, it's a glistening sort of typeface glowing from a backlit screen. It exists in that moment and only in that place. It's almost like an imagination. It's like you're reading the mind of a computer. It doesn't exist anywhere else unless you print it. Whereas when you write, you have to buy the pen, you have to buy paper, you have to buy the ink. You fill up your pen, that's a cost. Your ink costs more and more these days. Good inks, Diamine, relatively affordable, great inks. Oxford Blue, absolute classic. I love Watchman ink. Serenity Blue is a beautiful ink. But as soon as you write, as soon as that nib touches the page, there's a cost. You're leaving something permanent onto a piece of paper and then handing it to someone. And I think they can sense that consequence, that it's almost like you drew them a picture. You wrote something in your handwriting and you handed it to someone, and they can touch it and feel it. And those of us in Illuminati and Cognoscenti members of this channel in the Pen Pal group, we know what this is like. You get a sense of the person in their penmanship, and you know they spent some time, some precious time of their lives. They bought paper, it's not cheap. They bought ink, they bought a pen. I think that means a lot. It just means a whole lot. And you know what else means a lot? $25 super chat from Isaac Cohen, my dear friend. Hello. Loved your video at the Paper Mouse with Kirk Spear. Thank you. Imogen's cartwheels were great. Thank you. She's getting better and better at that the whole time. And she's fearless because she does it on concrete. Thank you, my friend, for your generous support. You've been great. I'm really glad you're here at the channel. Thank you so much. A quick Imogen story. We went out to lunch and sat outside this weekend, beautiful weather, and she wanted steak frites, which I'm fine getting her, but I forgot. Every parent knows this feeling. She's 9. Forgot to say don't put the sauce on it, so it comes out. They hand it to me first off. They think I ordered it, not my 9-year-old. And it has a balsamic glaze and gorgonzola on it, and gave it to her, and she ate it all and loved it. So that's my Imogen. She has very mature tastes. Elias, the Tishbite, thank you. $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Disposable fountain pens are underrated. I have a Pilot Varsity. I've been meaning to film with it. I do. I'm not the biggest fan, if I'm being completely honest, of disposable anything, but there are hacks to keep your disposable things going. I think people drill into the Varsity and fill it up with a syringe or whatnot. I definitely think they're underrated in the sense that they're better pens than people realize they are. I just resist things that are disposable because I love the value of the thing eternally and not just its type, where I really like the bureau. So I'm going to use a bureau and then I toss it and get another bureau. I guess I'm not that promiscuous with my choices, but I can appreciate it. And I do appreciate the support of my channel. Thank you so much. Our channel, really. Texas Easy Writer, my friend. Thank you again. Generous support. $5. Thank you. You're a banker, so you know there's a wonderful return on investment in the cost of writing. Yeah, these things are hard to... thank you for the generous support. These things are hard to quantify sometimes. But there is. And, of course, you can use the term investment loosely. It's funny when someone comes into my comments and they say, oh, it's not an investment. You don't get anything back. In common parlance, you can use investment in a lot of different ways. You can invest in your future. You can invest in your happiness. And pens certainly do that. And so does writing. And I certainly know the difference. It is my profession, after all. I love when people tell you your own profession. Isn't that fantastic? But you can always count on the internet, and someone will. But, so, yes. The tools that keep you inspired. You can tell which ones you see a lot on this channel that I like. Sometimes I have to deprive myself of certain pens because I could almost base my whole pen personality on a single pen. The Mont Blanc Bohème, ridiculous fountain pen, purely impractical. I have 2. I don't recommend them to anyone. They're ridiculous pens. They're too gentle. They're too delicate. They take short international cartridges that don't last very long, but you can refill them. There's no converter for them. You have to be careful when you clean them. You don't want to guck up the inside. Guck is a new word, I guess. Yeah, so you use a nice syringe like Shown Design has, some kind of cleaning method like that. It'll keep it going. However, I love that pen for all those reasons. It's charming, it's strange, it's beautiful, it's like a little clockwork. I could base my entire pen personality on that pen. And I may one day. It may be my final pen. Who knows? Maybe someday I'll whittle it down to... I don't think I'll ever do that, but I'll do it as a mental exercise. I've done it on the channel before. Maybe I'll do that again. But you can see what my point is. If it inspires you and it resonates with you for some reason, the impracticalities don't matter. With a Bohem, it takes you like, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds to assemble the thing. The best pens are probably something like a Karen, where it's beautiful and it writes incredibly, and it's a decent price. I think they're about $260 now for the basic model, which is all you need. You get a gold nib, you get a beautiful pen. It glides across the page, has a snap cap. You can get to it quickly. That's fantastic. I don't know what more anyone needs. I would put up a Karen next to any $1,000 pen and be totally happy with it. I think it's brilliant. If you're lucky enough to ever have Waterman Edison, few pens inspire like that one. Few pens are as good as that. Might be time to show you my more posh pen case, my Fillmore, in which we have the Waterman Edison. This is such a beautiful pen. Such a fantastic writer. Beautiful nib. Oh boy, look at that. It sort of looks like a bluefin tuna, the profile of this. Beautiful. Inset. Art Deco. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful pen. Wow. It just glows. Double barrel. Some of the other ones I have in here, as much as I knock it, the Montblanc 149, hard for it not to be around. Do you see this dopey thing though they're saying? They're like, it has a flame. If you put it up to the light, it rises like a candlelight. Have you seen that in their marketing? I think it's really funny. I mean, hey, you know what? It's marketing. I get it. But any polished pen does that. And they're like, look at the flame. It moves uninterrupted up the barrel. Okay. That's nice. What about this one? How's the flame on this one? Also uninterrupted up the barrel. The Pilot Custom Urushi. An absolute beast. And a Cartier Diablo. This may be my rarest fountain pen. It's very hard to find this in Chinese lacquer. Very, very gorgeous pen. With an undersized nib. With the Cartier seal. And a cabochon. I just like to say cabochon. Beautiful material. Beautiful pen. So nice. And I guess the last one is that black stealthy Pelican. Will you see this on the channel soon? I bet you will. I bet you will. Very soon. Okay. So the other tools that are really going to inspire you too is decent paper. Life is too short to write on crummy, feathery paper. So just make sure you get yourself something that works for you, that expresses the ink in particular ways. I personally like Clairefontaine. I think it's brilliant. I like Rhodia. I love Mendocino. I think that's great paper. Fabriano, I like. I love, absolutely love, above all else, Bottega Obscura. Oh, do I love these so much. Talk about inspiration. These are journals that will last forever. I mean, it's so beautiful. I often wonder what will happen when I die. Like, what will happen to my journals? But I do I do love them. I love these. So inspirational. I like really nice notebooks too. You know, got this one in Paris. I have more paper than I can really deal with. This one from Paper Mouse, and it's Usari. Usari rather. Usari paper is fantastic. It almost feels cold. It's so smooth. So much fun. I bought this one at Barnes & Noble just because I liked how goth it was. I don't know if I'll ever write in it, but I hope so. Black end papers. This is Barnes & Noble. Nothing like Bottega Obscura, but still nice. Made in Florence. A lot of theirs are made in Italy. So, at least there's that. I think I saw a super chat. Nathan King, my friend, how are you? $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Claire Fontaine for the win. Absolutely. I love Claire Fontaine. Thank you so much for your super chat and for your generous support of the channel, for all of your support of the channel. So decent paper, a beautiful pen that inspires you, that keeps you going even through the dark times. Pens can be a light in your life. They can give you a bit of levity. They can produce amazing, consequential notes that change people's lives. Leave your spouse a lovely little note in the morning. Maybe inappropriate. Maybe leave an inappropriate note. I do that sometimes for my wife just to make her smile. Something like hyper flirty, which I can't get into details. But, you know, make it fun. Make it all fun. Hold people close. You don't know. It might be a cliche, but you really don't know how much time you have left or the quality of the time you have left. So make yourself into the person you want to be. Be a character. Express your most authentic self constantly and refine your taste, refine your warmth, refine your patience, refine your affection, your love for your friends and family. Refine your hobbies and enjoy it. And, you know, journal, get to know yourself, write as much as possible. Just celebrate your life and enjoy it while you can. Because it's really a fantastic world we live in, a fantastic place to be together. So many great things coming together. So many great pen brands all the time out there. New stuff coming all the time. Kind of a second golden age, I think, of fountain pens right now. It's really brilliant stuff. I'm glad we can celebrate it here together. My man, is that Cohen again? $20 super chat. Thank you. Leaving notes to loved ones is the best activity. Exactly. Thank you, my friend. Thanks for your generous support. I really appreciate it. My daughter leaves me notes. She goes to chorus very early. And sometimes I'm in the shower, so downstairs she leaves me a little note. I love you, Dad. You know, and then she signs her name sometimes because I don't know who it's from, which is fantastic. By the way, if you caught the video on Paper Mouse, my broken pen diary video, I do a penmanship cursive lesson with Imogen over the end credits. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. I'd appreciate it. And this week's video, guys, I am so proud of. Top 5 fountain pens for old money. It's a story of characters, a story of people, and how pens change their lives, how they're integral to their lives. I'm dying to hear what you guys think. Please leave lots of comments and let me know on that one, because I will be curious to hear. And if you've reached this point in the video, please subscribe. I'd love to have you on this journey. It is quite a journey, isn't it, everyone? We really do cover a lot of things. I always say from the pen, you can go anywhere. And we do. We truly do. A river of ink runs through my life, and I feel very fortunate that I can share it with you, the best and brightest audience in the whole fountain pen community. You guys mean the absolute world to me. So thank you for being here. Well, I think we're at the end of a long journey. I want to thank you all for watching, for your comments, for your attention, for your affections. I really appreciate them, and I give them back to you in kind. I hope you learned something. I hope something I said made you smile. I hope you had a good time watching this. So, new video this Thursday at noon, and we'll be back here next Tuesday for another exciting live episode of Hemingway Jones. So thank you all for watching. Do take care, and I'll see you further up the road.